Okay, wow. I'm kind of quite quite happy that the cameras does don't show you anything that's like below. I mean, you can already see how messy it is in the back. But it is pretty messy, let's say, underneath down here as well, man. Far out. If I do keep looking down, or if I do, I guess that actually made sense. Wow. If I keep looking down, it's because I have a screen down here which it's showing me the two cameras. I mean, I'm just hoping that I am in focus because it's going to be kind of shit if I'm not in focus. I'm using both Blackmagic Pocket Cinema cameras, so yeah, I might be changing as well the way that this is set up because obviously the background is pretty messy, right? Like there's a lot of things going on. I guess we use this space for storage, but the couch is here. I could have moved the couch that way and because I mean literally right where the cameras are there's a backdrop and it's got like a grey type of backdrop. It's quite nice. Like I could have easily positioned myself there as well and film this type of video. I guess it's going to be like a video type of podcast, but man, I just needed to, I guess, get it started, right? I just needed to get it started. Now let's see what we've got here. So, what do we need to start off with the show now? Okay. Well, there's nothing written on that, so there's no point in reading that. Man. Okay. Well, how do I start this, man? I guess I could start by saying that every time I travel into Queensland and I guess I go to a festival or a doof, I always kind of get inspired because if I remember correctly, last time I was at a festival, it was Elements again. It was maybe in April. I can't remember the exact month, but in April I went, I attended it. My friend let me borrow his car, and pretty much by the end of it, I was inspired to do something with myself, and we kind of entered our second lockdown in Sydney, Australia, when I came back from the festival. So I thought, you know what? Why don't I? Um, Because look, I do work in the media industry, I guess, and I'm usually filming or editing videos and whatnot. So I thought, okay, we're gonna go into a lockdown. I mean, I didn't know we were gonna go into a lockdown, but before that, I was like, okay, cool. What should I do? Like, my friend kind of made it sound like I was some sort of test subject, or in a sense, I am kind of unique. So let's do something with my body. I wanted to test my body in this case, because I mean, most of the time I like testing my mind by taking a bunch of psychedelics and whatnot. But this time I was like, okay, let's test me body. So I ended up doing 12 weeks of the Hard Work Pays Off training program by Matt Fraser. And that was pretty good, man. I ended up vlogging 12 weeks straight, so about 84 days in a row. I was training 6 days a week. On the Sunday, I would just talk smack, mainly about cannabis and just stuff, I guess, that was going on in my mind during that period. But, I set a goal. I was like, okay, let's do this for 12 weeks. And I did it. And yeah, like 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago now, I can't remember the exact date, but I went to Elements again. This one was the summer one because the first one that I went to was the winter solstice, I think, and this one was the summer one. And I guess I didn't get too many downloads from the Divine that time. No, but I did have an amazing experience throughout, man. The people that we were camping with, fucking amazing people. But at the end of it, or even the day after that, I don't know if it was on yeah, it would have been on the Tuesday. We went out for breakfast, and I started to have a chat with T this time, which is my mate's girlfriend, and we started talking about, or she's asking me questions about myself and what I've experienced and what I've learned through my experiences, and then she was kind of like, wow, like with all the stuff that you've gone through, you can share it to the world and you can even write a book and stuff. And we started talking, and I started mentioning some mentors that I guess I had, that I put in place during, I guess, tough times that I was presented with in this life. And started talking about how I was suffocating myself with content from Gary Vee, to make me just work on business. And I started talking about my three mentors, which was, sorry, my which was my first mentor, Gary. Sorry, not my first mentor, but so I had like a business type of mentor, which was Gary Vee, and then I had like a creative type of mentor, which was Jason Silva, and the third one would be more spiritual, which was Aubrey Marcus. And then, it got me thinking because she's like, bro, like, fuck, you can probably write a book about your experiences and stuff and just share it to the world. We started talking about New Year's Eve because one of our mates or one of her mates were gonna have a party. I guess it was gonna be a party, I guess, yeah, for sure. And then we're gonna have some talks like workshops and stuff about different things. And then I also at the festival that I was at Elements, my friend Zach, he did have a talk about cannabis and how to access medicinal cannabis. And just seeing him up there, I actually filmed it, so that video, hopefully I do end up cutting it up soon. But that was, I guess that was also inspiring because I was like, oh shit, like he's my mate talking about accessing medical cannabis. He's telling his journey, and he's helping people that were that were there listening, just to be self-aware of what's actually available to us with medical cannabis. So that was inspiring. And then I had this talk with my mate's Mrs. T, and then I was like, holy shit, you know what? Like I can actually do something. Like I've got cameras. I've got all these tons of equipment out here, and I mean, I've done vlogging, I've done things here and there. Why don't I use this equipment to good use, and do like a podcast kind of thing. If you watch Aubrey Marcus podcast AMP, I guess similar to that is what I would be striving towards too. Like, but in general, like just sharing my experiences, because I feel like, I mean, I don't want to sound, like I've been through a lot, but there's been a lot that has happened to me, I guess. And every time I think about this, I think about the future, and I think about what we can do as humans. And I guess psychedelic trips always help me to come to this point as well. And it's like the best thing that we can do as human beings is, if we get to experience a lot and we get to learn a lot from it, the best thing that we can do is share it because we can help other people deal with those situations better, or just know how they can be self-aware. And like, just, I don't know if it's tricks, but I guess just like passing on knowledge that may be able to help others. And I guess that comes to the whole bottom of it, hey, because all I want to do is just help other people. And if I can put it in video, audio, maybe I can help, a few people out there. And man, at the end of the day, I guess I'm just helping myself, right? So it's a good thing, I guess, to I guess just get started. But well, I've been wanting to do like, I guess, a podcast kind of thing a fair bit, like in 2000 and maybe 12, 2011. We did have like a kind of talk show. It wasn't a talk show, man, but we did film probably 3 episodes about I think it was about marketing. Hey, wow, I don't even know if I still have the videos for it, man. I so hope I am in focus, because there's two cams. I really hope I'm in focus. So, but yes, I think in 2012 I kind of did something like a video podcast. It was me and two of my mates. One was my cousin, but we kind of sat down in a circle because I had the idea to make it like what's that show? That 70s show, and it will be spinning around. I guess that's where we started, and then I've been in different podcasts with my mate Quaid, with my mate Rowan. There's been three other podcasts that I've been to as well, but I don't know if I ever made the cut. I know there's a Friendly Aussie Buds podcast as well. There was another one that we did when we were in Queensland, and man, I can't remember, man, but yeah, so I thought, you know what? Let me just do my own podcast because I've got the equipment, I guess, and just fucking give it a go, eh? Because why not? The idea has been around. I mean, the idea was probably there quite some time ago as well. Like I was gonna start one with my mate Quaid, and then I was gonna start one with Zach, and all I guess different topics, and then also with my mate Maurice. And I actually did record I think 4 or 5 episodes with Maurice, so I've got them all, but we never eventually, I guess, put them out because it's just time consuming. Hey, like everything in life, you need to prioritize your time. But yeah, so I think we've been going on for like maybe 5 to 10 minutes. So I really didn't prepare anything because I guess this is just going to be a test, and well, this was just going to be a test and see how it all sounds and how it all looks, because I still think I'm going to be moving around a little bit. Now, I guess I should talk more about my experiences and the things that I have done, but I think I want to talk more about experiences to do with, I guess, psychedelics, like just medicine that we can, substances that we can use as medicine. You know, psychedelics is one of them. Even cannabis would be one of them. There's tons of substances that are out there that, they say that they're illegal, I guess, but that can help, Like I know psilocybin and MDMA, um, a group of people were trying to push it, so it became from Section 9 to Section 8 drug, which made it from a prohibited drug into a controlled substance, meaning that a doctor was going to be able to prescribe them to you. But I think December 15, the TGA came back and said, nope. So I guess we're going to just keep trying, because there is a course that is out there that I'm really, really intrigued about, which is the psychedelic assisted therapy. And essentially is, if you're a psychologist, psychiatrist, or someone that works in the field, it's like a social worker, or even like a life coach or any sort of coach like that, you can have a patient, and you can give them psilocybin, which is the active ingredient in magic mushrooms, and also MDMA, to try to treat whatever's going on, or the trauma that they have, and they want to get better at, I guess. And man, so I was intrigued of that. The organization that does that is MMA, which is Mind Medicine Australia. It's something I definitely still want to look into getting into, because like with this podcast, talking about my psychedelics experiences, and I guess how I use those experiences to help me deal with the situations that life gave me, because we all are dealt different cards, and yeah, and like for me to have the knowledge and the experiences that I had with psychedelics, definitely that did help me a lot, just to overcome obstacles and to get clearer, and yeah, stay cool and collected, I guess, when dealing with a lot of things. Man, this feels so like not weird, because I've done this, I guess, before. Like I've talked in front of the cameras, but I guess just as a light, I've got a light to the side of me. I got another small light. This set kind of looks pretty big. I feel like I need a host. So if I'm talking to anyone of out there, if you're out there and you feel like you want to host and you live in Sydney, give me a call, because you could be here right now. But yeah, so let me talk a bit more about myself, I guess, right? So, my story, I guess, would start when I was born. No, but when I was 24 years old, so when I was 24 years old, I got diagnosed with stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Um, and wow, that was a lot to take on, man. I think I do have some video recordings of me just talking to the camera, saying how I felt and stuff like that. I'm not too sure if it was the first time I got it or not, but I do have some video somewhere out there, man. Maybe I'll find it. Maybe put it out there eventually. But yeah, I was 24. I got sick, man, and the I've never really spoken to too many people about this, but I got diagnosed in January, maybe 14th. I don't know. It was or the 11th. I don't know. It was somewhere. It was sometime in January where I got diagnosed that I had stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma. I think it's non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I should probably confirm with that. But yeah, so it was January where I got diagnosed. But in in September, I would have gone to a doof. So I went to another festival then, and I think it would have been 23 or 24 when I first got introduced to psilocybin, so magic mushrooms, mushies. Prior to that, I guess I didn't have too much experiences with psychedelics, even though I think I started smoking weed when I was like 17 or close to 18. And then maybe when I was 20 or 21, DMT came knocking on my door, and I was like, I think it's time. So I went from smoking weed to smoking DMT, and I smoked, yeah, man, this smoked a fair bit of DMT, man. Um, but then after that, I kind of was on and off, I guess, with DMT. And then shrooms came into the picture. My friend actually, she didn't, I guess shrooms have been around or were around when I was like, 22, 23. But I didn't have a connect, or I wasn't able to, get them frequently before that. Or I guess I never really put it out to the universe, me wanting mushrooms, you know what I mean? Until I was at work at Capital Finance. I met this girl, and man, what can I say? I kind of started to like this girl, and she showed me mushrooms. And I don't know what it is, but when I like a girl and she shows me a new drug, I tend to like start falling in love with both of the things. So at the same time that I started to really like this girl, I also started to really like this magical thing called magic mushrooms. She kind of was like, "Oh man, I do it all the time." She did also talk to me about ketamine at that time, but I did not fall in love with ketamine then. But yeah, mushrooms were a thing. So I was 23, I was, chatting to this girl, talks to me about mushrooms, and I was like, "Fuck, I need to try them." First, I bought books about mushrooms, all the Terence McKenna books. Who else? Aldous Huxley. Now, I don't have too many Aldous Huxley. I do want to read Doors of Perception and The Island, really good books that I haven't read that I really want to read. But Timothy Leary, yeah, Ram Dass. I did read a fair bit of books. Tibetan Book of the Dead, the Psychedelic Experience, which is kind of like based on the Tibetan Book of the Dead, but it shows you the different like, stages that you go through when you trip. So I was really well informed. Like even looking at articles on Weed, if you remember what that is, it's actually still out there, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so I got intrigued about psychedelics, and the reason why I guess I did DMT at an early age, I think it was like 21, 22. I can't really remember, but it was because I've always been intrigued about psychedelics. I guess because of TV and watching documentaries, and they always talk about doing ayahuasca, and then they go to Peru to do this to go visit a shaman to do this ceremony and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, what? Ayahuasca is from Peru, is really native to South America. Obviously not just Peru, like Costa Rica also. I think Costa Rica, Puerto Rico also does it. Bolivia, El Salvador. There's a lot of countries in South America and Central America that do these psychedelics. But I guess I've just always been intrigued because it kind of takes me back to my past. I don't know. It takes me. If it sometimes when I take it, I feel like I'm going back to my roots. So going to when I was 21, 22, and I'm like, fuck, DMT comes in knocking to the door. And by that I mean like my mate calls me up. He's like, hey, I got some DMT. You want to try some? I was like, oh shit, like sign me up for that shit because I've always loved ayahuasca. I've always loved I've always thought that there was something more than what we've seen, like than what we can see. So I was like, fuck it, DMT, give it to me. And the first time I tried it, my experience on DMT, it wasn't, oh man, that light's just gone because it's obviously out of battery. So it sucks for that light. But the first time I did DMT, oh my that leg. The first time I did DMT, it didn't experience of like I didn't break through or anything, and it's mainly because I just didn't feel as comfortable. I was in a room with three of my mates and maybe three other people that I've met before, but they're not. I wouldn't call them my mates at that time. So I didn't really feel like I was in a good place, or I just didn't feel safe, I guess. And after reading Psychedelic Experience, I realized that it's all about the set and setting, on how just pretty much to predict or just try to guide your experience on this psychedelics. And but yeah, so I guess 23. I was 23. Got introduced to mushies. Fucking fell in love with mushies. I don't know how it just happens, but I started talking to my mates. I'm like, fuck, I need to get mushies. I need to get mushrooms. And then my friend is like, hey, crazy shit. But I was at work, and this chick that works with me was like, hey, do you want some mushrooms? And I was like, hey, you know what? My mate Miguel is probably gonna want some. So, man, fucking fast forward. No, not even fast forward. But yeah, I ended up getting a couple grams of mushrooms. Then back then it was so cheap. Now it's fucking so expensive. Inflation, man, crazy shit. So yeah, I got mushrooms. I bought an ounce of mushrooms the first time, first go, which is 28 grams. I put it in a jar. I mean, I've always kind of put them in jars, and I was just eating them, man. I started eating them. I started, dabbling with 1 gram, 2 grams. I did it with my mates, recreationally. And then the more that I did it, the more that I realized that I enjoyed doing it by myself. So that's what I started to do. So I was like, okay, it's cool with my mates. It's good fucking fun. You just laugh for ages. But I feel like I can work with this plant more and learn more about myself if I do it with myself. So I read more books, I guess, or just reread the books that I already had read, and just everything that I was learning through books, even music, man. Even music was make putting me into this spiritual path, I guess. But so 23, eating a lot of mushrooms, fucking all the time, like even at dinner time. And it didn't even matter if it was the weekend. I used to work full time Monday to Friday, and it didn't matter what day it was. But bruh, if I had mushrooms and it was like 7, 8, 9, 10 p.m., I didn't give a fuck. I was like, fuck it. What else am I gonna do? I'm gonna eat some mushies and gotta go to my room, meditate for a little bit. Have a real purpose onto why I'm doing it and what I'm trying to learn from it. And I would have done that heaps of times, man, and a lot of times. And I started to go out into nature, experiencing with nature, taking 2 grams. And then, the more books that I read, I learned about hero doses. So I was like, fuck, 3.5 grams, fucking, why not? I can do that. So I started to eat 3 grams, like nothing, like if it was nothing, just fucking eat my pasta, eat 3 grams. Then I started to find out more information about, psilocybin and how it can actually react better if it's mixed with some citrus or citrus. So started to do lemon juices with psilocybin, drink that, and fuck yeah, those were pretty intense experiences. But they were intense in a way that it would be intense for like an hour or two, and then it would just chill out. But I guess I got to a point where I was like, fuck, I've been doing 3, 4, maybe 4 was the max I ever done. 4 grams or even 5 maybe in one sitting, and I was like, fuck, I've experienced a lot, I've seen a lot of shit, but I want to take it a step further. So now this takes me back to, I mean, and now this takes us to this festival that I was gonna go to. And what year was it? I don't know what year it was, man. I can't tell you if it was. I guess it would have been 2015, right? Yeah, 2015, September 2015. I went to a festival. I can't remember the name of the festival now, but I went to this. I went to this festival. I didn't know anyone, so it was just me. But before I left for the festival, I made myself a sandwich, and I put about maybe 5 to 10 grams. I always say it was about 7 grams. Um, just Nutella sandwich, 7 grams of shrooms. Boom, cut it into halves, and packed it into a little sandwich bag, and took it with me. I traveled into this festival. It was probably like a 3 hour drive from Sydney. I picked someone up from the station. We drove together, so that was kind of cool. Um, but it wasn't the first night that I ate the shrooms. On the second night, I ate the shrooms, and it wasn't night. I think it was daytime. But I didn't eat anything that day or the day before that. So I'm pretty sure I fasted for like 36 hours or a day and a half. And then I was like, you know what? I'm ready for these shrooms. But before I ate the shrooms, like in my head, I was like, okay, look, I've done 4 or 5 grams of shrooms before. I'm gonna try to eat this whole sandwich. So, and I haven't eaten in like 36 days. So I want you. I was talking to the shrooms, right? I want you to show me something I've never seen before. I actually have a book. Well, not a book. I guess um I had a notepad that I took with me, and I wrote down my experience, and yeah, it would all say in there. I mean, I just need to find it, but I'm pretty sure I was like, look, mushrooms. I know, like my intentions were that I want to see something more. Like I've experienced a lot when I've done 4 to 5 grams, but now I'm gonna, try to eat this whole sandwich that's got like seven. Thinking about it now, it probably had 10 grams, because I think I only had 3 quarters of it. But I was telling myself, I was telling the shrooms, man, like fucking show me something I've never seen before. I want to, like show me something profound. Like I think I'm ready. Like I am ready. Take me to the end of the universe. Take me, just fucking do the work that that you need to do. I don't know. So that was my conversation to the shrooms before I ate it. That was my intentions. I wanted to show me something I've never seen. So I started eating this sandwich. I ate half of it. It was fucking sweet though, man. It was so sweet. And that was like, shit, that's fucking sweet. I've only eaten half. Okay, let's keep going. And then I ate half of the second part of it, and then I was just like, this is way too sweet. I can't fucking finish it. So yeah, I think the sandwich might have had 10 grams, and then I ate 3 quarters of it. So I think that's why I had like 7 grams. But man, that time, yeah, wow. That was a fucking experience, eh? Probably within 40 minutes to an hour, I was walking around the festival and I was like, this is a lot. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I need to lie down for a little bit. So I went back to my car, I lied down, and that's when I passed out. And man, I just felt like I died. I totally felt that I was nothing, but so I kind of left my body. Maybe I did die, man. Maybe I did die in that time, but it felt like I had left my body and I had gone into the universe. I had gone into space. So my soul lift, like I guess like an out of body experience where my body was still in the car. Boom, my soul leaves my body, goes into the universe, and then I became one with the universe. Like I could travel through space and time just like that. So I would be here right now. I could be in the other side of the world, just like that. I would be in the sun. I would be, different planets. And yeah, I remember that. Actually, you know what? Now I'm starting to remember something else. I remember now coming back from the trip. And then I also remember that when I felt like I was dead, I could just feel love, man. I could just feel like so much love and unconditional love, I guess it was. But it was just energy that I could feel through me, and it just felt so great. And then at one point I was like, maybe I should go back into my body, and I didn't want to. I definitely didn't want to. I wanted to stay with everything because it just felt fucking so amazing. So I'm like, I'm gonna stay as much as I can, but my body, I guess, was just like, no, you gotta come back. And I remember when I was kind of like coming back into my body, I kept repeating 3 words, which was information, language, network. Information, language, network. I don't know what those 3 things means. I guess through time, I'll probably learn. I mean, I guess I kind of do, man. Information is just ones and zeros. Language is whatever language we speak about, and network is just like why we're doing everything, man. Because trying to better humanity, I guess, as a whole, not just as an individual, and then that's what the network comes along. But I remember those 3 things, man: information, language, network. But I came back into my body, and it was fucking cold. Um, I think I passed out for a long time because I think I took the mushrooms probably around 1 or 3 p.m. And when I woke up, it was like 10 in the morning, or even earlier than that. Maybe it was like 7, 8 in the morning. So I was gone for fucking hours, man. I was passed out for hours. And I remember just waking up and being so fucking cold. And I remember like looking at things and not knowing what they were. So it was as safe that it was like I was just born again. And I was looking at things and I'm like, what is that? And it was a tree. I'm like, what is that? And it was a window. I'm like, what does that do? What does that do? And I guess I was kind of stuck in that loop where I was like, fuck, I don't know what anything else is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what this is. And I walked outside. So I got out of the car. Um, and I literally felt like I was crazy. And I kept having these thoughts in my head that I was in a straight jacket and that I was in like a mental institution. And I could just keep seeing people coming to visit me and they're like, are you okay? Oh my God, I can't believe this happened to you. And in the back of my head, it was just like, fucking, I asked for this. I fucking asked for this. I was telling the shrooms earlier that, I want you to show me something I've never seen before. Fucking send me to the other planet or whatever. But I was like, I fucking asked for it. I fucking asked for it. And yeah, I thought I was gonna stuck. I thought I was gonna be like that forever, man. I was just stuck. And I'm sure a lot of you guys, like people that have taken psychedelics, a lot of psychedelics, have experienced the same things where you're like, I've cooked my brain and I feel like I'm never gonna be normal again. And that's how I felt for a bit. And then I walked outside, and then it probably felt like 10, 15 minutes, and I'm like, fuck, I'm never gonna come back. Just give up. And I remember looking into the sun. I don't know if I kneeled down, but I was just like, I've accepted it. I was looking into the sun, allowing the like heat, the warmth, like hit my face, and I could just, I was trying to be present as much as I could, and I could just feel the warmth, and I was just like, yep, that's it. I guess this is it, guys. Thank you. And I started to be grateful to the plant, mushrooms, and also to just nature and life. And then I guess as soon as I started to be grateful, everything just changed. And I started to come back to normal, and I was starting to feel like myself again. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm back. But man, it was fucking cold because it was my first time going to a festival. I didn't know that it was gonna get fucking cold. It probably got up to like 0 degrees, and being in my car, freezing my ass off, I can assure you that I was shaking for for some time, and yeah, so that was September, and then in October towards November, I started to develop a cough, and the cough, I was like, okay, it's just a normal cough. It got really bad. By December, I couldn't even lie down and go to sleep because every time I would lie down, I would just continue to cough nonstop. And I was like, oh, fuck it, man. It's just going to go away. It's going to go away. I started to sleep, upright, so I could actually get some sleep. And then in January, I was at, I would have gone to work, I remember, but then I was at work and, man, shit you not, I would have walked for, I don't know, maybe like 2 meters. And I just felt so puffed out and out of energy. So I was like, fuck, there's something not right. Something's wrong with my lungs. I literally just stood up out of my desk and walked to get a drink, and I am puffed out. I'm tired. I feel like I'm about to pass out. I told my TL, just go home, get the day off. I told my mum, she's like, probably should go to hospital and get yourself checked out. So that's what I did. And man, January came, and whatever the day was, I think it was 18th of January. They did some blood tests. They did some scans, some like PET scans, I guess, MRI scan, I don't know, and then yeah, they ended up finding a lymph node. And yeah, the doctors came back and said, hey, you know what? You've actually got a Hodgkin's lymphoma or non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and it's stage 4 because you've got a tumor on your chest. But not only that, you've got inflamed nodes, lymph nodes on like my chest region, my I don't even know what you call these parts anymore, man. I'm really bad at words sometimes. But yeah, so I had a few on my chest, on the sides of my neck, on the sides of my neck, in my armpits, down here, I don't know what you call that, like near the groin area, and yeah, like near my stomach, and it just said spread everywhere. So they're like, okay, we're gonna have to start on chemotherapy straight away. And man, at that time, like I was 24 years old, and my mind was just all about me being invincible. I guess when you're in your 20s, you're like, fuck it, nothing can happen to me. Let's do this, let's do that, let's do this. I was very like that. I was like, give me anything. Like I remember the first time I took LSD. I think I took 3 tabs. And yeah, like, because I guess from going to smoking weed and then trying it, DMT, I was like, fuck it, I can take on anything. And I always felt like that. And then I got sick and I was like, oh shit, what now? And, I never really talked about it as much, but I feel like the psychedelic experience that I had in September kind of constructed this thing within my body to get ill. It just put me in this position because, I was telling this fucking plant, show me something I've never seen before. Like, yeah, and look, prior to that as well, I used to have an affirmation book, right? Or like a journal where every day I would write, things on this affirmation journal. And one of the things that I always used to write, and I still have this fucking journal, by the way, so I can show you, was that I take challenges as my occupation. So it was like, give me all the challenges you can because I want to face them because I want to learn from them. And then I read a lot of books, and then that like talked about, your chakras. And yeah, so every time I would take some mushies, I would go into a meditation state, or like a meditative state, and I would try to, talk to my fourth and my seventh chakra and align them together. And in my head, I always thought if I put them both together, right? Because essentially we live in this world full of energies, right? And energy that it's been produced. And bro, there's so much stuff that we can't see because our eyes have been programmed to see what we see now. But there's a lot of energy that is radiating through everywhere, but we just can't see it. So I know my heart is producing a lot of vibration. And then same with my brain, man. Every time I think of something, it is producing somewhat of a vibration. So then, man, like fourth and seventh chakra, if you know what they are, then you know what they are. But if you could like line them together, I could somehow make things into reality or make things come true. So I was so focused on that. Hey, like during that time, my head was like, fuck, when I'm on a psychedelic trip, especially psilocybin, I can put myself in a position where I can start to create my own reality. And that's where I think why I fell in love with psychedelics, because when you have a lot of psychedelics, everything breaks down, and then what you think, what you've been taught that is real, it's kind of not real, man. Like, or like everything just starts to break down. Man, if you smoke some DMT and if you break through, it's like you're falling asleep, or it's like you go into a dream, right? But consciously. So you're still kind of awake, you pass out, boom, you're into a dream. And it's just like, holy shit, how the fuck do I just go here? Like, and then even on like psilocybin, man, like on shrooms, bro, like sometimes things just start breathing in and out. And bro, like there's been times where I would have eaten like 4 or 5 grams of shrooms and like literally walls just start crumbling down because the walls will turn into information and will turn into like zeros and ones, like fucking Matrix. You know how you see all this green writing? And then it would just start to fall off. Like walls will start to fall, things will just, convert into just numbers, and then it would just crumble down and shit. And then I don't know what I was getting to that with that point, man. But yeah, like fuck. So I feel like in a way, me. Yeah, no, actually, I remember now. So I was talking about, you know, um, that year, so 2015, yeah, I used to have an affirmation book and I used to write down every single day, taking challenges as my occupation. I used to love challenges. The other thing that I used to say as a mantra pretty much almost every day that I got from Aubrey Marcus was today is a good day to die. And I used to say that because I wanted to feel like every day is my last, so I could live every single day as if my last, and have no regrets. Essentially, that's the main reason why I would be. That was my mantra every day. Today is a good day to die, and then yeah, come January, and it was like, here you go. The universe was like, hey, we fucking listen. You've taken a bunch of fucking psychedelics. You think you're top dog? Well, we're gonna provide you with this situation, and you're gonna have to learn from it and see how you go. And then that's exactly what happened, man. Like, boom, I got sick, and I was like, holy shit. I don't really, like I said, I haven't really talked about this much to people. So when people see these, they might be like, holy shit, really? I didn't know that. But yeah, so I was presented with this, with that situation, and then I was like, oh shit, how do I deal with this? And so thankful, man. I remember when I got told that I got sick. Um, yeah, I was devo. Fucking oath. I was, depressed. I was upset. I was sad. I was like, fuck, bro. Like, I'm gonna die, and I've got my family that loves me, man. Like, my mom's gonna be fucking upset. Do you know, like that, like those were my thoughts, like in my head. Fuck, my mom's gonna get so big, it's gonna be so upset. What the fuck am I gonna do? I can't die, man. I can't, like, do you know what I mean? So, but I guess it probably took me a day or two to just calm myself down. Thanks to cannabis, man. It made me just chill the fuck out, and there was a there was like a switch, I guess, that got turned in my head, and I went from poor me kind of attitude into just gratitude, man. I was just grateful to be 24 years old and to have experienced so much already in my life. Was so grateful that I got to enjoy all those psychedelic trips that I've had, and I've been able to travel, in different realms of this reality, even though that I was all in my head, but I still managed to travel to a lot of places and, experience life in different ways, and had met tons of people, fucking lovely people, my friends and my family at that point. So I changed my perspective, man. I was just fucking grateful. And I guess that's the number one thing that really helped me deal with the whole cancer situation, bro. Stage 4, you're pretty much like, oh fuck, I'm pretty much gonna die soon. Hey, like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Am I gonna be a crybaby and just fucking cry every single day? I mean, I did cry. Fucking oath I cried because I was fucking upset. But at the same time, man, it was just changing the perspective to being grateful. Being grateful. And I watched a video with Aubrey Marcus, and he talks, and he was also talking, to a number of people. He had a talk, like a workshop, I guess. I don't know what you call them, but he he got himself into an accident. He says he can't remember anything, but he got himself into an accident, and the way he sees it now is like, fuck, like, I know what it feels like not be able to taste food, and I know what it feels like not to be able to do this. I know what it feels like not to be able to do that. So then when I do it, I can be so grateful that I can actually do it now. And then, thinking about that, like the way that he thinks about that, man, I am fucking grateful for the experience that I had when I got cancer, man. Bro, like, so 2016, I first got it, January. I don't know how many rounds of chemo I got. I got fucking heaps of rounds of chemo. And then so I think by December 2016, I was in remission, so I was all good. And then in 2018, it came back. And I think in February they found out it came back. I was about to go to LA, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go to LA. I'm gonna live my life, and then when we come back, maybe I'll start treatment again." But I remember, man, fucking 2018 it would have been, and when I had relapse, and I was in LA, and again I could literally walk 1 meter, and I was puffed out. Like, I had the tumor growing again, probably the size of my fist or bigger, in my chest. So my lungs couldn't expand enough to be able to, take deep breaths. So I was just getting so fatigued, so tired. But I remember stuff like that, like I was helping my mate move, Nick Green, the other day. Well, not the other day, maybe like 2, 3 months ago. And then, like, I'm helping him move, carry all this heavy shit up the stairs, down the stairs. And then I see him, getting puffed out, and I'm just like, I'm actually pretty good. And then it, and then I remember about being, in LA and not being able to breathe. And I was like, holy shit, like, I am so grateful for my life right now because I know what it feels like not be able to breathe. So there's a lot of things that we take for granted nowadays that I am so fucking appreciative for. Hey, like I am so grateful that I get to wake up every day, that I am not in fucking hospital, that I'm not getting fucking blood taken every 4 hours because when you're in hospital, they got to take care of you. So they were taking bloods out of me every 4 hours. Man, fucking crazy experience, man. Even going through chemotherapy in itself, man. Like, holy shit, that shit is poisonous, bro. It's fucking attacking all my cells. It's making me feel bad, man. Like, I don't know. I do not wish it upon anyone, man, to experience all that stuff that I've gone through. And it's fucking traumatic for the body, for the mind. But we can get through this stuff, man. So, man, I feel like because of those experiences that I've had in the past, I wake up fucking grateful every fucking day. And man, like if I could just teach that to someone or make them realize how grateful they are or like how grateful they should be for fucking waking up every day and being happy with, with what they've got. Like, wow, your life can fucking change. Like just like that, man. Bro, like sometimes I think about this, right? And like, fuck, maybe I could have died I didn't think if I didn't change my perspective into being grateful. Man, I could have been 24, and I got told that I got fucking stage 4 cancer, blood cancer as well. And then I could have put myself mentally in a state where I was just fucking hate everything, fucking hate the world. I always see this thing and people say fucking hate cancer, but to me, I don't hate cancer, man. It's fucking taught me a lot of shit. I would not be the person that I am today if I didn't go through all that stuff, man. And right now, I feel like I'm so happy with my life, man. And then that's why, like, fuck, I watch this Gary Vee video all the time about regret, and he says, do you know why I like making other people happy? Because I'm already happy, and that resonates with me so much, man. Like, I want to make other people happy too, and then internally, I do battle, I do struggle, but every day I get reminded of how lucky I am because of the previous experiences that I've had. So I'm fucking grateful, bro. And yeah, so I guess that's my story. 2018, I relapsed. I went back into hospital. There's been some stuff that I've seen, bro, and like there's been some stuff that I've done to help me get through a lot of situations, which I think I will talk about more later on because maybe that's the stuff that I can share. And man, there could be people going through the similar situation or something else, but they can take it in and then they can do it the same way too, man. Who knows? But yeah, 2018 a relapse. I think I got chemotherapy. I got immunotherapy. I got radiotherapy. I got so many rounds of so many random, like, I got so many rounds of so many different things. And then I also, in 2019, I would have received a stem cell transplant. So right now, I'm actually running on my sister's cells, believe it or not. Crazy shit, man. I remember, so the stem cell transplant, I think I got 6 days of salvage chemo. So every single day I'll get chemo. Salvage, I think they call it salvage because it's like fucking just super strong. She's gonna just because it's trying to destroy all my cells in my body. So when I get new cells, it's just literally like my sister's cells. So my cells don't attack my sister's cells when I get it. But yeah, 6 days of salvage chemo, and then I think on the seventh day they gave me my sister's cells, and then after that, I remember the doctor coming in, Anne Marie Watson, and then she's like, "How does it feel like to be a woman?" And I was like, "Wait, what? What do you mean?" And she's like, "Yeah, well, you've got your sister's cells now." But she was obviously joking. But I was like, "What the fuck? I didn't sign up for this shit, bro." Um, yeah, I was like, I didn't sign up for this shit, and then yeah, because I didn't sign up for nah. But she was just joking, and yeah, man. So that was 2019. I got stem cell transplant, and ever since then, I've been pretty sweet. Now, I think we're coming to 50 minutes, so that talks a lot about my experience. with life and what I've gone through in life. And man, there's a lot of stuff that I can, talk more about, but I think I would keep it just at that because I guess I just want to give a bit of an intro. And, for future episodes, I'm definitely going to be hoping to get hosts, not host or co-host, maybe co-host, or maybe just interview other people. And I guess it's like I just want to share information about life experiences and how we can learn from these experiences. So we we're just better as humans, man. Because then, if those experiences start to happen again, if we are self-aware how we actually react to these things, we can definitely have a better experience, man. Because we are in fucking control. And I guess that's something I've also been so passionate about, just trying to teach everyone that, you are in control. Stop giving away your power to external things. Fucking take your power back in and fucking just have the courage to go for it, man. Like every day I meet, not every day, but sometimes I meet people, man, with so much potential, and I think everyone's got fucking massive potential, bro. Like, and I just want people to realize that they have the power within themselves to transform their lives for the best. Man, if you want to be happy, you can fucking do it, man. You can fucking be happy in any situation that you're in. It's just a choice, man. It's just the fucking choice. And just how when I got given the fucking cards that were, hey, your health is fucked, so you got cancer now. Instead of being so angry about it and saying fuck cancer, I was like, thank you, cancer. And I was just grateful for the life that I've had. But then there was other tips and tricks that I involved and that I learned to help me heal myself because yeah, I listened to the doctors even though I didn't want to get chemotherapy at the beginning because I thought it was going to kill me more. I felt like maybe I should just take a new diet, stuff like that. But now with what I've learned is that we can use a holistic approach and also you know with all the chemicals, the pharmaceuticals and all that stuff, put them together and go into somewhat of a regime. I don't know. That is going to be able to make you overcome whatever you're going through. But yeah, man, I'm not too sure what I'm going to call this podcast either. Maybe something about being grateful because I guess that's the main thing that I want to teach, man. And I want to have people tell me the stories and their experiences about what they've done or like how they overcame different situations in their life. But yeah, guys, I think, like I said, that's going to be almost an hour of me just talking. I really hope that everything is on. It's in focus, and that, like, just looking at the screen, I feel like things are flickering, but hopefully things are not flickering. But yeah, guys, do I just end it like that? Do I need to talk about anything else right now? No, I mean, I didn't even mention my name, man. But hopefully you already know who I am. My name's Miguel Martin. And yeah, you know what? I just remembered now that at the beginning of it, I was gonna start this with 6 deep breaths, but I guess now it's coming to an end of it. So why don't we do this, right? So apparently it's proven that if you take 6 deep breaths, you're going to benefit from breath. So all I'm going to do is breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth, deeply 6 times. You can join me and get the benefits from it. You ready? Let's go. wow, I do feel a little bit lightheaded, but man, oxygenating, is that a word? Oxygenating, I hope it is. But just getting a lot of oxygen through the body, wow, I feel light, awake. Man, breath, it's an amazing tool that we've got, and we don't need to do any psychedelics to experience it, man. Do some breath work. But, anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap it at that. I hope everyone's having a fantastic, a lovely day out there, and I hope you guys are all killing it and crushing it in whatever thing that you guys are doing. All right, guys, I'll catch you guys on the Ned podcast. The Net. I'll catch you guys on the next podcast. All right, bye.